All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha. What up?
All right. You know, today is an interesting day right after the full moon.
Oh, that was a heck of a moon.
Mm.
I got a picture of the moon. This shit was so big.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that was
It was
beautiful.
huge, yellow.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, really big.
Yes. And so probably caught a lot of y'all by surprise. Like, them Twin Flames ain't going live.
I'm sick of them. They're not even going live.
Oh man, but we got a little juice for you all. And y'all, to let y'all know, like, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. This is not a camera filter, but we are actually better than normal.
We've been soaking in the sun, like it's really getting those colds from that sun. It's
Really showing. I don't know why it's just like coming on this video. Like, wow, we really went up a shit.
We've been double kissed by the sun. Like, take this.
Yes.
So yeah,
it is awesome. I'm loving it.
me too.
I have no lotion on, y'all.
Yeah. No
it's
lotion.
all natural.
No makeup. Like absolutely no makeup. Drinking a lot of coconut water and fruits. Like I've been eating fruits like nobody's business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's.
Yeah. And real quick before we get into it, because a lot of people are getting downloads and intuitions as far as things to do. Like some people have felt like they just needed to sleep. Some people have felt like they just need to eat a whole bunch of fruits.
That's me.
Change the diet, and it's a lot of things that are going on that we're getting pushed to. Because even before the whole heat hit the UK and United States and everything, I had saw it on my phone and I was looking at the temperature. I'm like, because I'm not fully over to the iPhone era, but
whatever.
I'm slowly making my way down to
Team iPhone. What's up, Teresa?
What's up? And like probably about a week or two before they started announcing the heat waves, I was noticing on the iPhone, when you look at the temperature on your phone, let me go back just in case some of y'all don't understand. So on this part,
man, everybody got an iPhone but you, baby.
And you hit this little map down there, and it brings up the heat signature, right? And I had noticed about 2 weeks before they announced this heat wave, like look at all of this.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. I was just like, man,
like it's real deal. Did they block out India? Are you kidding me?
Because it's probably extra hot. Because I know India was they were doing some stuff down there with that heat. So
yeah, I can't.
Listen, don't get us started.
But yeah, but 2 weeks before, like they announced these heat waves, I was noticing this on the iPhone. I'm like, wow, this like that don't seem right. Like that's a lot of heat.
Bring it. I love it.
So yeah, so just wanted to bring that out that and it's kind of in alignment to what we did on our last video, which is trust yourself. A lot of the guidance that you're getting is for a reason, especially in dream space. So do not neglect it. Pay attention.
Yeah. Trust yourself. If you have this nudge, go ahead and do it. If you feel like you need to fast, if you've never fasted before, I would suggest just take it easy. Maybe do a little cleanse before you jump into the fast. If you feel like you got to do a detox, go ahead and do the detox. Just follow those small nudges, because that's what we've been doing and it's been working for us.
Yes. But today, my baby has a super duper download, and we were talking about this earlier today for right around an hour, maybe 2 hours. And so,
Mhm.
so we're gonna rehash what we were talking about before, and then throw in some other little nuggets or some things you've noticed as well.
Yeah. And
So,
probably later after we let you guys know what this time or upload or whatever, we'll talk a little bit about twin flames. Okay.
mhm.
We'll dive into it just a little bit. Look at the time; it's 9:23. I keep seeing 9:23. All right, so this download that I got is called player versus character.
Mm.
You know, so when we think of the world, when we think of where we at right now, right? It's duality, right? So you can think of it as some people are characters and some people are players, right? So I'm gonna talk about characters. So when you think about a character, right? A character has, you know what I mean, like a particular role. And when you think about roles, you think about a circle. It's a role. It's really it just keeps repeating. So it's a cycle. There is no end when you're like in a loop. You just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Those are the characters,
Yes.
right? And when you think about a character is designed for a show, right? So when you think of the TV shows, you have different types of shows, right? You have the action, you have the drama, you have the romance, you have all these different shows,
Yeah.
and it's made up of characters.
Even the documentary.
Even the documentaries, right? A whole bunch of characters, and it's designed for a show. So there are different types of characters depending on what you're showing. So your character world, pretty much. That's okay. We're gonna go now. So we have characters. So we identify that characters. They don't really. They just repeat. They go in a cycle because they're characters, right?
Yeah. But hold on, let's touch on that just for a second there, because the reason why she's saying that characters don't sin
Mhm.
is that because they have a role to play. They're in a perpetual cycle. They're in a
Right.
loop. So when you think about, let's just say, far as TV shows,
Mhm.
right? And let's look at a famous one. Maybe a lot of you all have seen it, which is the movie Friday,
Mhm.
right? And there's one character that's on there. His name is Depot. Okay, and if you think about the guy who played Depot, like that in real life, but when everybody sees him, they see Debo, and so he's like stuck in that character.
Yeah.
And when you think the characters are stuck in roles. Sometimes they're stuck in the role for one season. Sometimes they're stuck in for 20 seasons. But they're not able to escape until they end that role.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh, yeah,
So that's it. We're gonna sum this whole thing up, but I wanted to talk about the characters first, right? Now, so again, we're in duality. So we have the characters and then we have the players, right? So we're gonna talk about the players in life. So players are essentially designed for games, right? And so the whole purpose of playing a game is to what?
it's the weird.
Wow, that's crazy. Manny said the same thing. Manny said the same thing when I was telling this um, I said, so what's the whole purpose of a game? He's like, to win. It's like, wow, I thought it was to have fun.
No, nobody. I mean, you can have fun in between it, but nobody goes into a game looking to lose. So
Right,
their
but
first thing,
it's a game and you're playing. When you're playing because you want to have fun. Kids play to have fun. I guess adults play to win and kids play to have fun. No, but Manny said winning too, so he's a kid too.
Anybody who's playing the game, they want to win.
Wow, well, I don't know, maybe something wrong with me.
And you can have fun while you're doing it. I mean, it's fun, especially when you kick somebody else's butt.
So the whole purpose of a game is not to have fun, but it's to win.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, so y'all think playing is just to win? Put a 1 in the chat. If you think playing a game is about having fun, put a 2 in the chat. I want to see if I'm the only one that think that the whole purpose of a game is to have fun.
That's the first thing that came to mind for me.
Many too. I'm like, wow, okay, so to win, all right. So I'm thinking it's to have fun, whatever, okay. But players are made for games as avatars. Players are made for games. Avatars are for games as characters are for drama. Right? So when you think of characters, you think of drama. Right? Right. Avatars. So the avatars, they go with the players. They get to pick their avatars. Characters are just stuck. They just repeat, right? So, but the players now, the difference with the players will repeat until the next level opens up. The way players get stuck is when they're not, when the next level is opened up for them because they haven't completed a certain level yet, right? But characters are literally stuck in roles like infinitely. They're not going anyplace. They're not. So
there's no ascended Steve Urkel.
No.
And there's no. Look at The Simpsons,
Right,
for example.
right.
Like they stuck in those roles. How long The Simpsons? Like 30-something seasons?
Probably.
Like 30 years?
Over 30-something seasons.
So you just stuck in that role. You stuck in that character and you can't go anywhere else other than that.
But check this out. Players can pick characters. Listen to this. The characters just get used. Players can pick characters as they evolve to different levels. Y'all see that? So players get to pick their characters. Now these characters are just characters. They just loop. But the players can loop particular ascend.
Wow.
So you gotta ask the question. Am I a character in this game? Or am I a player in this game? Am I in you for somebody else's evolution?
Ooh.
I'm just saying, this is the stuff that came to me, guys, and it just got me really like baffled, and I'm thinking. And so I'm like, let me share this to see if it'll help your wheels to turn also. And it made me think about these players and these characters, right? So in that characters, right, don't ascend. It just loop. You continue to loop. You're really never going to grow. You're not going place until you really realize that, hey, I am not this character. So it starts with you not identifying with these characters, because if you identify with these characters and you think that you're these characters, that's what keeps us in these loops.
Yes. And you know what? I have a real life scenario. Right? For example, being a vegan is a character. It's just certain things that a vegan does, a certain way a vegan dress, and all of this stuff. And so when you label yourself as a vegan, then you really put yourself in a box that you can only do such and such. And the reason I say that is that because it came up in a conversation recently with some outside people of the type of food that we eat. And so when I told them, like, well, I've pretty much been vegan for quite some time, and me not even thinking about it when I said it, I said it. And so when I mentioned about eating fish sometimes, I'm like, hold up, I thought you were vegan. Vegans don't eat fish. I'm like, hold up, man. So like me accepting this label is like accepting the role, which means that I can sometimes eat fish. So I'm pretty much saying that I eat whatever spirit tell me to eat. Because I'm not putting myself in that box, putting my own self in the loop, and I don't necessarily have to.
Right. But the question that after I went through all of this, right? Really pondering. So we build characters, right? Because when you're in the game, you have some games you actually get to create your character. You get to even pick what they look like, what the suit looks like. You get to pick what they act like. You get, I don't know, but when you,
Yeah, I played it.
yeah, the Simps. So if you've played The Sims before, and if you haven't, you can look it up, and you can, you know, if they want to go to college, if they don't want to go to college, you get to pick all these things, right? So we build characters, right? And think about when you're building something. And I build a house, right? And then after I've completed building a house, I started saying that my house is, I'm gonna look totally crazy. They're gonna be like, man, I ain't messing with that girl no more. She said she's her house, right? We cannot be the thing that we build.
Mm.
It's impossible. So this is how you know that these characters that we create, some of these characters we create to help us to go through certain traumas in our life. You know, some characters we create to help us deal with certain people. I know they have this big saying, you know, everybody doesn't get the same version of me. That's a whole saying now in these streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody don't get the same version of me. If you're an idiot, you're going to meet the idiot version of me. If you're kind, you're going to meet the kind version of me. If you're a-hole, you're going to meet the a-hole version of me. These are all characters.
Yeah, and the thing about characters, once again, they don't understand. They stay exactly where they are. So if they were created in this 3D, 4D reality, then it stays in that reality.
Right. But the thing that you have to remember is this. We build characters, and what we build can be. Always have to remember. So if I am doing the building, then who am I? I'm creating these characters. Obviously, you're not the characters. So the big question is, who are you? Out of all of these characters that we create and we build, right, to help us to get through different levels in life. Because remember, the players build their characters to help them to ascend to different levels.
Mhm.
So sometimes we can be so caught up in the game that we forget these characters. The game of life,
Mm. Something else just really
right?
neat when you think about that, because let's just look at a flip side of this, right? Y'all just walk with us as we go down this journey.
If y'all picking up what we're putting down, just let us know.
Don't forget to give a handy
Yeah.
dandy like on the video. If you're new, subscribe. And if we're coming in clear, please drop in the chat if we're coming in clear, because I saw something pop up talking about
Yeah,
quality or
yeah.
something.
Hmm.
So yeah, so just drop a one in the chat if we're coming through clearly. But think about something on the flip side here, because like there's another light, and we are, and so what if we are upgrading our characters levels? I'm just saying, just food for thought. Food for thought. Connection is very choppy. Oh gosh.
Oh no, I hate that. That's not good. Is this on Wi-Fi or is it?
Yeah, it's on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Teresa said you coming in good. Okay. Yeah, it may have been choppy in the beginning. So, like I said, that went off. Yeah, we don't like that at all. Right now, it's saying connection is 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's not bad.
Ain't too bad. We're gonna roll with it. Try to get in
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Let's try. If we play it back and it's choppy, we'll probably delete it and try to do it again. But I gotta really, I did what they call it, automatic writing. Literally was sitting down, just in the moment, silent. And so I just had the urge to write because I was getting like information. It's clear as day, right? So I'm gonna read this little thing for y'all. You know, just ponder on it night because I know you had a you wanted to talk about something, people giving up and stuff like that, being hard on themselves, going through certain trials and being hard on yourselves, and a lot of us being afraid to go to that next level. That we feel that calling, that it's time for us to get to the next level, but for whatever reason, we're making excuses and we're not taking that jump. You know, we're not taking that leap. So I hope this comes in clear because this is really something to ponder on.
Well, we got all green here, so you may want to jump into
If
it.
I'm coming in clear, give me a 1 because I want to make sure that you guys hear this in its entirety because it's something to ponder on, okay?
Yeah.
And if you guys are just joining us again, just don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you feel like you want to help keep the lights on, you want to give a little donation, our Cash App is right there, okay? We'll appreciate anything that you want to provide, even if it's $1. No big deal. But listen to this. Journey with me in no. No. Anyone who journeys into the abyss separates from fear and leaves it behind with time. Fear only exists in time because it stares the hands of time if you let it. It is the controller of many who had and has unfulfilled callings to be great, but they halt at the gate of the abyss because they're they're tired. They're tied to the unwinding hands of fear in this time. To go, they must let go. Everything they seek is in the great unknown. So that's where fear is, right by that gate, right? Because usually people are afraid because they don't know. That's the only reason why people are afraid. It is because of the unknown. So right in front of the unknown, the gate of the unknown, you have fear standing right there. All right? Okay. And safety. You know what? Oh, this is safe. I'm gonna do this. Forget being a singer. Forget being a writer. Forget following the passion. Forget that one thing that makes me feel alive because it's not safe, right? So most will pick the bitter end of safety and actually relinquish the sweet taste of freedom into the abyss of bliss, right? So you pick fear over freedom. They hear the tick tock of their clock, still controlled by those unforgiving hands of time, that loop that keeps them with the truth. So, you know, they follow the crowd. You want to do what everybody else is doing. I don't want to look crazy because everybody's doing it. I'm going to do it too. Yet, they are not happy, not even content, only bent out of shape, thinking just one more bite of the grape. Like, maybe I'll try it next year. I don't know. I don't have, I don't know. I got to save some more money. Yet it's never enough for the big escape. So no matter how much you accumulate, it's still not enough for you to follow that passion. Now, the question is, are you brave because you stay safe in your cave? How much longer will you be entertained, captured through toxicity, right? Entertained?
We're going to look at that a little bit closer.
Right. So how much longer will you be entertained by your shadows on the wall? Okay? So the shadows can be our toxic traits. The shadows can be our trauma. You know, the trauma drama. Some people are addicted to drama because of trauma, right? So that's the shadows. The thing that keeps us in that loop. The drama of them all. The real show is outside the cave. Why don't you just go and be brave? Okay? Let go and be saved. Dive into the abyss and meet your bliss. Or you can forever wonder, who is this? And never find out what sweet goodness you have missed. Wonder, who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Well, you can find out. So that's what came to me today. Also, information keeps you balanced. So when you gather information, you gather it so that you can stay balanced. And experience is a tool that should transform you. You should use experience for transformational purposes. Okay? And people, you meet people, every time you meet someone, you have an opportunity to exchange energy. Always make sure that that energy is balanced.
Yes.
Right? Take more than you have, never give more than you, and give when it's worth giving. Right? Don't give out of if you feel like obligated or you're pitiful and all that type of stuff causes an imbalance of energy.
Yes.
Okay? And you can move with the waves, which is emotions. Emotions are waves. You can move up, you can move down, and you can move around.
Swirl around like a whirlpool.
Okay? Now, in order for all this stuff to work, you have to have mindfulness, which means you have to have awareness. Okay? You have to be aware. And you must have a soul connection. If your soul is asleep, if your soul is in a sunken place, it's not going to work. You got to wake it up.
Gotta wake it up. That's what we're doing now is waking the soul up. We are literally dusting off the shit. You know, we roll that countdown hill, right? And now we're waking the soul up.
Gotta wake it up.
Okay? And so that's some dope information.
Yeah, and I also got this too. Like, again, this is just me really being in stillness. Awakened souls dream. You know, a lot of times people, and you know, I'm always a dreamer. I've been a dreamer. Like, my mom used to call me Alice in Wonderland because it's all I did was dream, right?
About to play some Elton John.
Yeah. Literally a dream. So they dream. And the goal of the soul, literally goal of the soul, which is the value of the soul, is in the retention and the release. Retention and release. Right? And the thing of it is this world amplifies minuscule events to keep us distracted from our soul's pursuit. Right?
Yes.
Now, the whole goal is to be awake in the dream. That's the goal of the soul. So this here is a dream. The soul needs to be awake. And when you go to sleep, the soul also needs to be awake. So you need to be awake in the dream. Remember, we're in the duality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, hold on.
It's a lot. It's just
I gotta flip back to the previous section.
It's
right?
a lot, man. That's what came in when I was doing my little meditation.
I'm back to where we go, and I mean I'm gonna come back to this, but let's rewind to something in the beginning. Something that just really hit me.
Yeah.
That if you all have ever seen the movie Free Guy.
Oh my goodness, that you got to see it.
Okay.
You got to see it
because once again, when it's with the characters, always if you know, whenever the game started up, they started that morning, they did their thing. He had the same coffee, and the girl just handed it to him each time. Like, it was just through this whole loop. But when the character awakens to the reality in which they are in, then they have the ability to ascend. Because case in point, once he went through and did his missions, like we're supposed to be doing our missions, but we're distracted with all the other things is going on, but we're supposed to be on our mission. And so while he was able to complete his missions, he was able to up to the levels. Then at the end, he was able to ascend to a whole new beautiful place,
A new earth.
a new earth. So
the way that it's intended to be, because the person that
Mhm.
created the game, get this, the person that created the game in Free Guy, it was like an infiltration. That is not how they designed the game to be, right?
Yeah, they flipped it around and used. Look, this.
Yeah.
I really am thankful for this whole spiritual journey, more specifically our journey going down esoteric information or what they consider occultist information.
Yeah.
But now when I look back at every movie that I've ever seen in my life, and I understand that they were telling us from the beginning everything that is going on right in front of our eyes, we were being in, which means that we entered the trance, let it enter, manipulate us to keep us busy so that we're in a loop. But once you know that you're in a loop, then that means that you're no longer a character, because the character goes along with the
game.
Go along with the game. But once you become a player, you're able to exit out of that loop. So many movies that went into it, and I'm trying to remember the point for this one as far as the goals of the soul, because the whole goal of the soul is for it to go
to expand, that constant expansion, if you look at the Milky Way, it's like it's constantly expanding, it's constantly growing. Like, if something is not growing, it's dead. Anything that is dead is not growing, and it's still in a sense, death is a form of illusion. It's really just transformation, So the soul, y'all, we gotta wake the soul up. We gotta shake it up, shake it up. And also, the soul is an infinite generator, a superconductor of energy. So the thing that I realized with the soul really being in the sunken places, that's what I'm gonna call it, right? Like a better words, whatever explanation. When your soul is in a sunken place, you can tell when you see somebody who's in a sunken place. You'll say certain keywords to them, and you can see like the whole software just shut down.
It just shut right on
That
down.
shit just shut. You lose them. You literally lose people, and you can literally see where you lose them, and it'll be a word. It'll be a trigger word that'll kind of like put it back to sleep, right? This is why you have to be in awareness to even awaken it. It takes us being in a constant state of awareness for this to even happen. My whole thing is, there is something that is wanting the souls to really be in the sunken place, because of the fact that the souls are infinite generators, they're super. If you're asleep, you can be plugged into, and then your life force, your energy can be used to power something else if you're not aware. So I really, this came to me today. Like, the people who are in a sunken place, the people who are really asleep and not really aware of really what is taking place and the purpose of them being here, how they got here, who are your ancestors? Like, the people who are just thinking that this world is just this physical place, they're literally in the sunken place. And so their energy is being ciphered to power something else, because having a soul is like having a sun. When you think of solar panels and you think of the sun, you put your solar panels on your roof and it's powered by the sun and you get electricity. You can run a whole house off of solar panels, right? So we are the same thing. But what are we powering? Whose solar panels are we powering?
That's a good question.
When we in the sunken place. That's just what I wanted to know. That's just kind of what came in today. So I hope you guys find this information helpful. I know it's a little bit, making you think, but that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody got a question. Girl, let me tell you.
I think the best way to the
Yeah.
best way that we can say that we manifested this house is by letting go of things that no longer served us.
Boom.
People, places, and things.
Circumstances. It took a complete letting go.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this the last live. An assessment, right? This is something that I learned so much. I think we both learned so much within the past 3 months. When it comes to manifestation, you have to look at your environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are like seeds. You know, we consider ourselves seeds and we consider our environment our soil. Put it that way.
Right.
Right? So we can have a thought like, okay, I'm going to get this lavender, right? I'm going to put it in the soil and I'm going to water it, right? And you're like, this is going to grow. However, this is correct. If you take the lavender and you put it in the soil, it should grow technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like us manifesting. Now, if you don't do the necessary prerequisites for that lavender seed, right? It's not going to grow because lavender is a little delicate. You know, you have to do certain speed, certain temperature. So you have to actually grow it in some tissue, keep it cold for about maybe a couple weeks or whatnot, and you see the little buds. Then you put it into a smaller container. Then you water it. Then when it sprout, then you transport it into. So you see what I'm saying? So I say all this to say, when you're manifesting, you have to look at your environment to see if it's prepared, if it's ready for your transformation or your transition. That can mean the people that are around you.
Right.
If you have people that are around you and they're ciphering your energy, okay, and energy could mean time or it could be money. Mm-hmm. That's a form of energy, it's a flow. Mm-hmm. So you have to see, where am I putting my time? When station, are you taking from that thing that you're in and that you feeding it into a bucket that's not catching anything? Mm. Could be a person. It could be somebody. You might have a friend that will constantly call you, and you will be on the phone with that person 2 to 3 hours, okay, listening to the same problem they told you 3 days ago every day. And what that is doing is that is sucking your energy up, and they're using you as a dumping ground, and they're dumping all their stuff on you. And so now, when it times come for your manifestation, now it's kind of like you're infiltrated. Your energy isn't right. Your environment isn't right. So the thing that you're trying to manifest, it's not going to grow.
No.
So when it comes to manifesting, it's really important for you to do an assessment of your environment and see where are you putting your energy and what is taken away from your manifestation. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's what
we let go of a lot of things, because the new home was up here,
right,
but we had different weights that were holding us at this level. Mm-hmm. And as we started releasing those weights, we started to float up to the point that, oh, we're at the level where we're in this nice, beautiful home.
Right. And so we have to realize that our environment, right, mm-hmm. with the weights, literally, you can have people around you who. I'm not joking. I'm so serious.
Yep.
Like, and you have to, and it takes, right, a certain mindset. You have to get to a place of accepting, mm-hmm. not judging, accepting things, people, and circumstances for what and who they are. You have to accept it. That's what we did. We had to accept the thing for what it was. Yep. And we had to look at it and we had to say, okay, this is not sustaining my highest growth, so I must release it. Mm-hmm. So we released it with complete gratitude and appreciation, because we know we were going to go to the next level. Right? So that's what we had to do. We had to do a lot of releasing, we have to assess our new environment so that our manifestation can really come to fruition. And it did. I mean, we had some help from some of our supporters. Teresa, definitely in my corner. Love you, Teresa. Miss Five, ADT. I want to shout them out right now. Will, and someone else on Instagram. It was 5 people. It's crazy, right? It's 5 people that actually, about five, I think it was five, or I think it's 5 people that helped us.
5 people.
5 people that helped us. 5 is a number of change, by the way. So they actually helped us. They stepped in and they helped us. They didn't have to, but they did. And Miss Fire said something that was so powerful. We reached out, we actually made a GoFundMe, and we sent it out to everyone, and out of all those people, like I said, only 5. I mean, it was crazy. We couldn't believe it. We were like shocked, like, wow, okay. I mean, we would be up midnight helping people on the phone for free. And when it was time come for the energy to be reciprocated, it was not there. And so, I mean, it was a lesson learned for us too. And again, knowing where to put our energy and how to manage our energy, because that same energy that we were taking and pouring into someone else, we could have been pouring it into ourselves to help to keep us balanced. That was our fault. That's our fault. And we learn how to keep ourselves balanced so that we're not drained.
Right.
And we're not like pouring energy into a bucket that's not catching anything. So that's pretty much how we we're not serving us, or sustaining our highest good.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes manifesting, well, actually, whenever it comes to manifesting, there are different parts of it. You do your vision boards, you do your meditations, you do things so that you can connect it to the ethers, but then there's still certain things you have to do in the physical. Because as above, so below, as within, so without.
Right.
So if you're doing one thing on one, but you're not doing it on the other, reflection to go on to change your situation or what you're seeing to the opposite of what you want to see.
Exactly. So because you could be in a scenario where you're in a boat, right? And you have 4 other people in the boat with you, right? And the boat has a hole, right? And so you're in the front with a tub of water, getting the water out of the boat. Meanwhile, somebody is literally behind you, putting water in the boat or putting a hole in the boat. You know what I'm saying? So again, you have to really assess your environment. Look, they said, sorry, my phone's going. Susie said, I feel this. It just happened today. I don't know if he was telling the truth. Go with your intuition. Listen, I kid you not. I used to talk to someone, every day, almost every day. And I would spend like hours, baby. How many hours? 2 on the phone. A lot of hours. Just listening to all the stories and all the drama and, giving all the solutions and just being there, right? Not knowing this was something my life force. Taking on all that. It's like a dumping ground. And you know what I realized, guys? And I want you guys to pay attention to this. I didn't realize that just because someone comes to you and they tell you all of their problems, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that they trust you. And for people who are sensitive, for people who want to feel wanted, or for people who want to feel loved and appreciated, this can trip us up, okay? So, and you just have to know the difference. You have to use your intuition, and go with your inner guidance to know if this is happening to you. I realized within the past 4 months that people will come as a ground. They would land because someone, right? And you all of your stress and all of your problems, when you're done, you feel better. And you hear them say it. After the call, they'll be like, "Oh, I feel so much better." And then you might not hear from them for a couple days or whatever.
Right.
That's you being a dumping ground. That's not necessarily you being a friend, or that doesn't necessarily mean that person care about you or they trust you. No, they just need someone to dump on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice like you feeling stressed out and your job might not be going right, start having arguments that you didn't have before, you have to start really looking at those things and seeing, am I transmuting this energy, or am I just letting them continuously dump on me, right? So for my empaths out there, okay, be very mindful that you're not somebody's dumping ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry to say, I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So
So that's my downloads that I got, guys. So just to wrap it up, take a look at your life and see, are you a character or are you a player in this game of life?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you being used by a player as a character for their evolution?
Oh gosh.
I'm just it's heavy stuff, but I mean, it's really to think about. It's really something to think about. Just know that players, like my baby say, players are in the game to win. I thought it was to have fun.
Yeah.
They're here to win. Okay?
Yeah. And you know what? Because Teresa said that she thought the same thing, but then something just hit me is that maybe it's the female energy of things just wants to have fun, where the masculines, they want to defeat and crush
the logic. The logic side of things. Yeah.
They want to win.
They want to win.
So it may be a male female thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But once again, even after this video is reposted, you can comment below whether or not when you play a game, do you play it to win or are you just playing it for fun?
Man, I want to. It's interesting because that's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm playing because I want to have fun. Mm-hmm. But no, people play because some people play because they want to win.
We've been raised to be very competitive.
Wow.
That is just in the side A always has to go against side B.
Is like
I'll just get
a duality. Now, so twin flame stuff for a little bit, right? Want to touch on the topic twin flame just for a little bit. Mm-hmm. If there's anyone here currently now who is on their twin flame journey, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat.
Type out once.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're on the journey. If you're in separation, the 2 in the chat. If you're with your twin flame, you can put a 3. All right. So just so we can know what we got going on, so we can kind of gauge, this whole twin flame topic to give y'all some inside scoop, because we have been living the journey.
Yeah.
For quite some time. We've been, how many years now?
4, about to be 5.
About to be 5 years in union, constantly growing.
Past the 4-year mark.
Yeah, you did.
Got my degree.
Okay, so 1. Okay, we got a 1. So my separation. No problem. That's separation phases are very, very influential. It does help us to really grow and evolve and really learn about ourselves. Mm-hmm. The separation phase is really for that purpose, to really to get to know you, to heal your trauma, to get connected to the inner child, and do your shadow work, and take care of those integrations and collect all the fragments of yourself that you left in different places due to being hurt in the past, so that when you do come together with your twin flame, you have a more pleasant journey. It's not perfect, but it'll be a lot more pleasant.
A lot more pleasant.
Yeah. So we only have one person who is in separation. So I'm guessing everybody else is in union. Get some more twos in the chat.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So, lately it's been getting attacked in a certain sense.
It has.
Because people want to say that it's not something that's real or it's a scam.
Yeah.
Now I will admit that there were quite a few scammers that were out there.
Mm-hmm. We met quite a few of them too.
Basically because people know that when everybody knows your deepest desires, then they can put together any type of gambit to fool you. So that's what a lot of things that were done in the twin flame community. But that was all, those scammers aside, the other reason why people were saying that um, the whole twin flame thing would be a scam thing is that because the work needs to be done in order to connect with your twin flame is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And people don't want to go through that. They don't want to go down and battle their demons. They don't want to go through and tame their ego so it's not so out of control. You know, really go through and do their shadow work and look at the situation and say, hey, I chose this situation. So in order to connect with your twin, that's a part of the thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to do that work.
So they take advantage of the quick dream.
Like, I'm going to do this spell for you.
Yeah.
You go through this class, fifth week, you're going to have your life. No.
Those things, it's always best to do your work. You know, do the work. Yes, see, going through and really facing those demons down there in them shadow boxes. You literally shadow boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is necessary for your own growth. I mean, think about it, right? Why would you not want to grow? Why would you not want to grow? Trade in your growth for something that's illusionary, that's not even going to last.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always best to grow. When you have the opportunity, grow. Right? Grow into your path. And once you grow into your path, it's your path. So anything along that path is yours, you know? But again, like my baby said, some people just don't want to do the work. And because of the fact that they don't want to do the work, again, that will be maybe a sense of karma in a sense, you know, action. So
instant karma.
Yeah, you get what what you deserve. I mean,
you attract what you are.
Yeah. That's kind of how that works. Mm-hmm. But for those who are willing to do the work, do the hard work, if that means going into a state of you want to call it isolation, you can really be by yourself and really reflect, because sometimes you need to be by yourself so you can reflect. Mm-hmm. Especially people who are highly sensitive. If you're highly sensitive and you're on a journey of healing, it is imperative that you spend time alone. Because when you don't spend time alone, because you're so super sensitive, what you're on everybody else's energy around you. And so you can think that that's your feeling. You can think that that's your emotion. You can think that this is the type of person that you are, when all you're doing is really just picking up on the fields around you. So for you to really get to know yourself, your own energy signature, it's important that you spend time in solitude alone, so that you can really get connected with your signatures. You know? She said, I was going to say it is perfectly okay to go on your spiritual journey, even if it's not with your twin flame. Absolutely. 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 Listen, you have to. You have to meet them at the top, man. Meet them at the top. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's the best place to meet them. ain't pulling notes behind you and
Right.
risking falling down all over again.
Dragging somebody with you, no, it's not worth it.
All right, cool.
It's better when it's natural. It's better when it's authentic. It's better when it's real. And you know when it's real because you grow together. So when you meet each other, I'm saying it's really just up from there. You just keep growing. You keep growing. You keep growing. You keep learning. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
It is a beautiful thing, and it is worth the work for yourself and for your flame. It is absolutely worth it. You don't have to go pay no priestess or whatever to bring your twin flame back to you. That stuff is, I mean, think about it. It's kind of toxic in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of toxic. Like, why would I never understood the concept? Why would you want to be with somebody that don't want to be with you? I just never understood that concept. It's better to align yourself and collect what's on that path instead of forcing something. Right? That's it.
All right. Cool beans.
Oh, Teresa is sensitive. Yeah, you are, Teresa. You're super sensitive. Yeah, you need your alone time. Yeah, that's all we got, guys. So again, don't forget to put a thumbs up on the video. And again, if what we have said was helpful in any way, please feel free to donate. Help us to keep these lights on and this computer going. Help us to keep coming back. And if you want to do a super chat, that's fine. We definitely prefer the Cashapp or our PayPal. It's somewhere in there. I know some of you are not in the U.S. We do have a PayPal also. Or visit the website, get some merch. I still do have books on the website, and we do still have merch. We have some really nice merch on the website. You got to check it out and get a few help to support us and to support what we do so that we can start coming back more often. Because again, we have to learn to manage our energy to see where we are putting our energies and how it's being reciprocated, right? So that's pretty much what we're learning is energy management. So yeah, guys, that's anything else, baby?
Nah, that's it.
That's it.
Just want to bless y'all, let y'all know that we still here. We're still in these streets, and we're going through this ascension with you all. There are going to be a lot of unknowns, which may be misconstrued as fear, but please understand that it is not fear. It is just you going to another level.
That's right, and don't be afraid. Just walk into your abyss.
Yes.
So that you can get your bliss, right?
Well, let me stop before you kick the whole song. We love y'all so much.
Love you guys. And don't forget to check out my paintings, guys. I have really, really nice paintings. It's on the website. Go ahead and check that out too, okay? Support Twin Flames.
Yes.
We love you guys. Peace. Bye.